Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Don, and here we are once again, middle of the night, almost 1 a.m. on a Friday, and well, I had a few and I can't drink, so I'm sorry, I had a few and I can't sleep, so I thought, what the hell? I just throw on the camera and take a little trip down memory lane with you guys. So. Tonight, I'm just going to jump back into Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and kind of visit where I grew up, where I spent my 20s, and where I live now. So I thought I'd let you guys come along for the ride. So looks like we did have a couple of people join earlier when I was having technical difficulties. I actually meant to kick this off about an hour ago, but if you are still out there, Eric Hartley, my friend, thank you so much for coming by. And yeah, I'm going to visit the old haunts tonight. I haven't done that yet. And Norman Robinson, greetings from Bermuda Islands. So thank you very much for watching all the way out in the Bermuda Islands. You know how it goes, guys. These are completely raw, completely unscripted. Yeah, I'm just going to play. And blah blah blah, and take you guys with me. Frame rate's probably going to be horrible because this is Flight Simulator 2020, and even though my computer doesn't suck, man, this game really taxes it. And I am also back in the 8KX tonight, which really kind of puts a strain on there as well. So I know you guys are like, shut up, dude, and just get in your cockpit and fly. So all right, let's do just that, shall we? Let's go. And I will try to check chat throughout this, in between flights here. We're going to start out with where I grew up in Corpus Christi, Texas. So, all right, let's go. And I am going to change the time of day, though. I'm not going to go live here because... flying in the dark, you don't get to really see very much. So, and let's change. Do I want to change the aircraft? Yeah, I go back to the default here. It's a little faster. I can fly. Well, actually, no. Sometimes for this, I do want to go a little slower. Here, let's take that one out. Let's do the Diamond here, or the DA62. I haven't flown this one yet. So, all right, here we go, and we'll go to Corpus Christi International, first airport I ever flew out of. God bless my parents. I wanted to fly so bad that they actually went and chartered a little flight in a Cessna around Corpus Christi, which is what we're about to kind of do here. Just not in. Oh, I should have actually done it in a Cessna. I didn't even think about that, but nah, I'm just gonna go for it. And hope this works. Please work. Come on, this would be a first, right? Everything working on one of my streams? No. That shit never happens. Alright, joysticks plugged in, keyboard's on, we're actually loading. Like I said, I did try to do this at 11:30 when I originally scheduled the stream after Stacy and the kids had gone to bed, but I was having some massive technical issues as usual. And you know... God forbid we would ever see 30 series cards available and at a normal frickin' price that I could possibly afford. Not that my card's bad. I mean, I have a 2070 Super, for God's sake, an i9 10900K and 32 gigs of low latency gaming RAM, but it just, some games still choke this system. So... Alright, it's good to be home. Here we go. Okay, I'm actually getting okay frame rate for once, so hopefully that's coming across for you guys. Let's go. Get my parking brake here. And throttle up. Oh, I feel that rumble. I actually have to turn that down a little bit. You know, that's one thing people don't ever think of when, you know, they ask questions about the yaw here. It's always, oh, you know, the motion, the motion, the motion. But another thing that it's really got going for it is the rumble that the motors can create. And sometimes it can give quite the realistic effect. don't sink. Yeah, I'm not gonna sink. I don't want to sink. I gotta say, I like this plane. Love this little cockpit. One of these days, man. One of these days. Now, there's my flaps. Yep. There we go. One of these days, I'd at least like to have an ultralight. Always wanted an ultralight. Okay. Throttle back a little bit. We got some alarms going on here. And let's go. Let's go downtown. Fly over to the bayfront here. So this is where I grew up, Corpus Christi, Texas. Actually, a little teeny tiny town outside of Corpus Christi called Odom, but yeah, probably shouldn't talk about this kind of stuff with the way the world is these days. It's like you guys are getting too much information about me. But don't worry, I don't use any of this crap for any of my passwords anyway, so try to hack me. Sorry. No, don't try to hack me. That would really suck. But, so Corpus Christi, this is, you know, mostly, I guess, where I grew up most of my teenage years. And I got to tell you, it was a great place to grow up. It really was. It was definitely kind of still had that small town mentality, even though it was a growing city here. It's also where I got my acting chops. I'm going to fly over the Harbor Playhouse here in a little while. And I'm going to tag her in it, man. My best friend, Judy Jones. This is where I met my best friend in the whole world. So many years ago. Judy, I love you. Miss you, girl. We did some awesome hangouts in this city. And most of it coming up right here. Once I get that bridge over there, I'm going to be at the Bayfront Plaza, and that's where the Harbor Playhouse, and just half my childhood was spent there. My teenage years, I guess. So kind of flying over the industrial sector here. You know, it never gets old, guys. It never gets old. Playing Flight Simulator. I'm going to throttle back and slow down a little bit. I also do want to check. God, please don't tell me I did that again. Make sure that I actually have, like, microphone and all that. No, there we go. You guys weren't hearing any desktop audio. Oh, shit. All right, we'll start over. Okay, so you were just hearing me talk there. I forgot to turn on the desktop audio as usual. So, hold on. We're going to make a quick adjustment here, and then I'll actually start this flight over. Where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? Hold on. Stand by. There we go. So pretty sure you guys can hear me talking. I just don't think I had desktop audio going. So yeah, now we should have all of our audio going. So that's good. And ain't nobody watching anyway. So. Need to go ahead and take that vibration down a little bit anyway. I'm just making some technical adjustments here. So right now I've got the vibration set at about 45. We're going to take that down to about 15 or 20. Because one thing I will tell you is if you have the vibration on with the yaw, it definitely, there we go. All right. it can make the headset shake. And that's no good, because once the headset starts shaking, everything's shaking here and makes it really hard to see. There we go, brakes off. There we go. Now we just got a nice little gentle rumble, and that's what we want here. I'm pretty sure for those of you who are, you know, eagerly awaiting the Yaw 2, if you got in on the Kickstarter, or if you have now placed a pre-order for that. Whoa, a little abrupt there. It's going to probably have some similar vibration functions, so just realize that sometimes you need to turn those down, or it'll make the headset shake here. Gears up. Okay, so back to what we were talking about here. So once again, for anybody who might just be joining the stream, this is my hometown, Corpus Christi, Texas. And as I was saying, I'm going to fly over here to downtown first and just kind of get a little overview. Maybe we'll fly down Shoreline Drive out to NAS Corpus Christi. But man, I love this game. This has been my chill game. I mean, when I really just want to chill, I just come and jump in the cockpit here, turn on some good tunes, and just fly. So probably should have done a faster plane though, since we got to hit 4 cities tonight. But like I said, it'll be a short little flight over each one, just kind of reminiscing. Man, the detail though, God, I don't even have the game set at higher detail levels because of the fact that I'm in my 8KX, and it just struggles to run the game. Now, once again, that's just because my hardware is high end, but not high enough, I guess. I don't know. I please, one day, you know, God forbid I should ever be able to get a 30 series card. I hate the world right now. I hate the way the world has become with all the freaking scalpers and chip shortages, and I mean, it's just insane. You know, to think that it's been so long since NVIDIA announced this groundbreaking breakthrough in their technology, and we're gonna double the power of even like a 2080 Ti, and now, yeah, good luck getting one. You know, and I'm not that I could afford it anyway because I'm still unemployed. I don't think I'm ever gonna work again at this point. I know, here we go, I'm crying in my beer. I do this every Friday or Saturday night. Have a few, and then I just kind of get bummed, and then I get on streams and talk about shit I shouldn't. But oh well, it is what it is. So alright, so that's a little blocky and ugly. Now that could be some of the settings that I've had to lower, but that should look like a bridge. Then that's not what the Harbor Bridge looks like. But let's see if we can swing around the bayfront. Like I said earlier, nod to my good friend Judy Jones. Why is the battleship Lexington covered in trees? I think we got some weirdness going on in Flight Simulator. Whoa, whoa, whoa. God, this plane controls like really, really quickly. Alright, so there's Bayfront Plaza. And there is the Harbor Playhouse that I was talking about. That is where I did some of my very first acting. Fly over it. Kind of hit up downtown here. Fly by the Marriott here, where I got my first on-the-job injury, and that actually got me the money to move to Los Angeles, which is where we will be flying next in the journey of Don's life here. So this is it, guys. This is where I grew up. Corpus Christi, Texas. There's the old Marriott. God, this brings back so many memories. I mean, so many memories. I have not been here in like almost 30 years. 25, 30 years, I guess. And man, not much has changed. I mean, because I know Flight Simulator is usually pretty realistic. So this is Ocean Drive, which basically spans the whole coastline here. Now, I guess we could technically fly over to where the mall is and everything like that, but nah. Like I said, I gotta keep each little flight here a little bit shorter. That way we can get to all 4 cities. So, yeah, swing back by downtown again. So many memories. Oops, sorry, you guys probably just got a little brush of the microphone there. Hope I didn't blast anybody's ears out if you're using headphones. So many memories, man. And it does kill me how photo freaking realistic this game is. I mean, even at low detail levels here, this just boggles my mind. Whataburger. Oh my God, I would kill for a Whataburger right now. They don't have those here in Missouri. The closest to us is like Arkansas or Oklahoma. And yes, I have actually driven like 2 hours just to go to Whataburger. It's a Corpus thing, man. If you grew up here, you know. Actually, a Texas thing. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm going to crash. I'm going to crash. Shouldn't have done that. Okay. Well, that ends Corpus Christi. All right. Let's go back to the main menu here. Man, I really hope you guys are getting a good frame rate and the audio levels are right. And it's always kind of harrowing when it like leaves you hanging here. And you got to wait for the menu to load for the simulator to reset. There we go. All right, so that was Corpus Christi, Texas. So from Corpus Christi, you guys heard me talk about it. I had a little injury at Marriott. I was lifting a big tray as a busboy and ripped the scapula area here and got my first workman's comp settlement. And that's how I got the money to move to LA. And actually, that was a interesting time of my life. I literally got on a plane and didn't even have a place to stay. I had a good friend that lived in Los Angeles. He was going to UCLA, David Feraldo. Good old Dave. And what happened to my mouse? And he literally snuck me into an honors dorm at UCLA every night, so I had a place to sleep until I could get my own place. But you know, when you're 18, you do crazy stuff like that. So I gotta say, it was definitely a different time. Let's see. I want something mildly fast. Well, let's go with this. Let's go with Textron. Let's go with a Beechcraft G36. Like I know what these aircraft are. all I know is I'd love to actually own one or be able to fly myself. Kind of funny, my neighbor is an old retired pilot, and he actually has his own plane, and he's offered to take me up. I was talking to him over the fence the other day about Flight Simulator and my motion simulator and, you know, my love of flying, and he offered to take me flying. So I might actually get to go up and take a stick here sometime soon. Wouldn't that be neat? Alright, so this is going to be interesting. So the last time I was in LA, let's see, was 1989, shortly before the riots. Yeah. So let's see if I can even find my old house, or my old apartment building, as it was. And I guess while this is loading, I can jump over real quick and check and see if anybody's even watching or chatting. There we go. Always got an Alt tab out. There we go. Move that out of the way. Hey, cool, Eric. Thanks, man. Rip you pilot in Corpus. Yeah, Al, that's how it happens, man. I'm just gonna crash and reset. So good to know that the frame rate is decent, the audio is decent. So all right, let's get back to it. Okay. Guess it's a little longer to load LA and Corpus. This is taking forever. Here we go. It's kind of funny. You always know it loaded because, like, you know, the motion simulator spins me. Yes, we are ready to fly. Okay, brake is off. Let's go ahead and get a little head reset. Okay, so yeah, definitely getting a little more stutter in the head tracking. So obviously that's because, you know, loading LA is probably a lot more taxing on my system. Alright, let's throttle up, get that mouse cursor out of my way. So, I think I was 18. I had just turned 18 when I moved out here. It's flaps. There we go. There's my gear. I'll never forget it. Never forget coming into this airport. The lights, it was just dark. And the lights of LA from the air were just something amazing. I mean, it was absolutely stunning to see that. 18-year-old me grew up in small South Texas, and just like I said, man, on a whim, just got on an airplane, had nowhere to sleep, nowhere to live, knew one person in the entire city. But you know, when you're 18 and young, you do crazy stuff like that, and I did. But you know, I was having this conversation with my wife the other day, and I gotta say, it's cool because I did stuff like that. I didn't stay in my safe little bubble back in South Texas. I got on a plane and I came out here because, by God, I was going to be an actor. And I actually auditioned for quite a few of the Fox television network shows when they first launched. China Beach, 21 Jump Street, the original casting call for 90210, which I got a call back for, by the way, but obviously never got the part because that's, you know, that's never got the part. So all right, so we're gonna fly down the beach here and we'll come up through Santa Monica and see if we can get to Westwood. So after sleeping on the dorm floor, I did actually finally get a job working for a record store in Westwood, and met some great guys. I'm gonna give another shout out to another old friend who I will try to tag in this, but he doesn't do social media except for LinkedIn, so he will get tagged on LinkedIn. But Sam Nera, I love you, man. It's been far too long. We do still talk a little bit on LinkedIn, but have not seen that guy since 1989. But buddy, we created memories here that I will never, ever forget. Climbing up the canyons, the fire roads in those canyons, and watching the smog layer roll in and the city lights underneath it. It was like a bubbling cauldron of orange, and we were in a special state of mind that night. And all I can say is, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The bushes had eyeballs, buddy. The bushes had eyeballs. And we were going to find that damn spotlight when we came out of Griffith Observatory at the Pink Floyd Laserium show. Came out of that laser show, boy, and there was a spotlight somewhere in LA, and we got in the BMW, and by God, we were going to find it. And we spent the rest of the night driving around. And then I think we ended up at Katz's. I don't know why, because I didn't really want to eat in that frame of mind. But alright, so let's see. Get a little twisted on the cord here. I need to readjust my overhead pulley system. So, alright. It's amazing, though, you never forget. Like, I drove these streets, man, in the late 80s, and even though a lot of this has probably changed, I can tell you, I'll slow down. Where is it? I swear to God, I know this should be coming up right here. Okay. Helicopters. This game needs helicopters. And I did see today, actually, I think they posted something about that. That the game should be getting helicopters. Here we go. Okay. So I'm pretty sure I just passed it. All I know is we used to have a hot tub on the roof of our building. And they would close the gate at a certain time, but we would literally scale the side of the building and get up in the hot tub. And I thought it was the coolest thing because you could literally see the building where they filmed Die Hard straight from the hot tub in our roof. And it was so freaking cool. Trying to find Contempo. Definitely not going to find Warehouse Entertainment or Warehouse Records. I guess we could fly down to Alvarado Park, where I got off the bus in the wrong time of night in the wrong place and got a gun jabbed in my ribs and was forced to buy the Drouges, even though I didn't do those Drouges. And never forget that night. Boy, I'm just like telling you guys all sorts of history here. So, alright, man. I still cannot believe that I lived here. That blows my freaking mind. Downtown, but I don't know if I want to go all the way out that far. really got to fix my overhead cable system here. Normally it doesn't get twisted like this. I think the little thing is not free turning like it's supposed to. I need to fix the slip ring. That is such a trip. Okay, there it is. Okay. I used to be able to walk to that. I think that's the Federal Building. Or it used to be the Federal Building. Maybe it still is the Federal Building. Shit, I don't know. That was 1980 freaking 9. So our apartment would have been somewhere around here, because I'm pretty sure that was Nakatomi Plaza that I just flew past. And then this should be Wilshire. Cannot believe that I still remember all this stuff. Yep. There's the tower. There's the Pantages, the theater. Like super, super, super classic theater. There's the old Pollo Loco that I used to work at. Yep, there it is. Okay, so that was it. Warehouse Records was right next to that dome. That's where I watched Roseanne Barr, like, almost get arrested in front of that Contempo. It was like a huge, yes, I used to work right there. Right there. Oh, let's not crash into UCLA. Yep. Okay, let's crash into UCLA. Or, well, almost UCLA. I don't think I made it that far. Okay. By the way, Mod Mic Wireless. Guys, love this mic. You should always, always use a Mod Mic Wireless. Just saying. Shameless plug. But I love those guys. Okay, so let's stay frickin' inverted here until we load back into the menu. Alright, there we go. Okay. So, this one I didn't load up, so I'm going to have to search it. But now we're going to go to Austin, Texas. So, when I finally figured out that LA was stupid expensive, and I couldn't afford to live there anymore, I finally had to move back, and I did move to Corpus again for a little while, but then ended up in Austin, and that is the place that I would say is probably nearest and dearest to my heart. It's where I spent my 20s. Oops, no, I don't know. And I think I'm just taking off out of a little tiny commuter field here. I don't know that was the actual. Should have tried with Bergstrom. Or wait, Bergstrom's in San Antonio. Did also live in San Antonio. I didn't think about that. I could have done that one too. Flown over the Riverwalk, but man, we'll save that for another video. Okay. And as usual, let's go ahead and flick over to chat here. Oh, sweet, there is a helicopter. Well, I read something today that they were going to add helicopter, though. And yes, the Mod Mic Wireless is great. I love the Mod Mic Wireless. I highly, highly recommend it. It's actually in the description of all my videos. So if you guys want a great mic, go get one of these. You will not find a better little mic that you can just clip onto anything. So... Hey, Shane Beasley. How does he play this in VR? Well, with a VR headset and a computer. It has VR support. Oh, I'm taking off in a damn field here. What the hell is going on? Did I pick the right place? Is this Austin? You guys saw it. I said Austin, Texas, right? Okay, there's... what am I, out in Buda or something? better clear those trees. Okay. There's Austin. Okay, I guess I was just a little bit outside of town here. I'm trying not to sink. So, alright, a little history with me in Austin here. So, this is where I spent my 20s. This is where I got my first big boy job. Started making my first big boy money. Like I said, this will always be a place that, yeah, that's where I should have taken off from, over there. This will always be a place that's near and dear to my heart, man. 6th Street. Just closed, I think, 2 years ago, but Frank and Angie's Pizzeria. Shout out to Frank and Angie's Pizzeria. For the longest time, I actually had a dessert named after me there, the Don Cannoli. A little story behind that. I was managing the restaurant. We were short some wait staff, and one night this guy came in close to close and had a great meal and a nice bottle of wine, but he goes, you know, I want a dessert before I go. And we had some great cheesecake, and we had this like caramel apple turnover thing, but he was like, man, I want something chocolate. Do you have anything chocolate? And I said, well, our cannoli has chocolate chips in it. And, you know, I said, but hold on just a second. Let me go back in the kitchen and whip something up for you. And actually, no, I wasn't manager yet. I was just waitstaff at that point. And so I run back there and I make up a cannoli and I throw some like garnish of like baker's chocolate on it and drizzled it and put a bridge of whipped cream on it. And I served it to the guy, and he thanks, and he gives me a good tip, and he leaves. And like 3 days later, I get called into the owner's office, Chuck Gist and Mike Hutchison. Love you guys. If you're still alive, you're still around. Not that you'll ever watch my channel, because you don't even know if I'm still alive or still around. But I get called into their office, and they are like, "What did you do?" And I'm like, "Oh, sheesh, what? What did I do?" And they were like, "What did you do?" And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, guys, but whatever it is, I'm sorry. And they were like, well, don't be sorry, and they slammed the Austin Chronicle down on the desk, open to the restaurant poll. They have an annual restaurant poll. And for the first time in like 15 years, we had beaten some restaurant called Chez Fred for best dessert of the year. And there was a little caveat and a story about how I created this dessert. And I did not realize that the guy I created it for was the Austin Chronicle restaurant reviewer. And so they renamed it. They called it the Don Cannoli, because everything in that restaurant was like The Godfather and this, and you know, in fact, we're about to fly right over it, right over here on 5th Street. And because of that, I got promoted to manager. Yep, there we go. Oh, I'm not going to crash into it though. Pull up. I don't want to crash yet. We're not finished with Austin. And that was my first big boy job, and that's how I got it. And just took a bold move and created a dessert for a guy that I didn't even know. And yeah. And of course, many drunken nights here on 6th Street. I guess we could cruise by the Capitol here. And yeah, I'll say it. I wish this had missiles. Abbott, Greg Abbott. Just saying. And now the Secret Service is probably going to show up at my door. I'm not really wanting to, you know, off Greg Abbott. I really hate the guy. I hate what all these repubtards have done to my state. But that's another conversation. I don't do politics on this channel. But it just sickens me. Absolutely sickens me what these people are trying to do. Uh-oh. I think we're overheating in the yaw here a little bit. Oh my God. Don't crash. Don't crash. So, there we go. Leveled out. So that is one thing about the old Yaw 1 here. Usually about 45 minutes to an hour if I'm doing like a lot of gaming, it will start to overheat, and the thermal protection will kick in, which really limits the motion. But it's still one hell of a ride. And you know, I'll talk a little bit about the Yaw 2. I actually talked to those guys today, and so far they are still hoping to stay on schedule for the first shipments starting in, I believe, late August, September time frame. And no confirmation yet, guys. I know I'm getting this question a lot. I am in talks with them. Hopefully we are going to get one here in the studio to replace the old Yaw 1. And hopefully it doesn't have the same overheating issues, because that's one thing. I could like jump into Elite or a space game or something. Oh, I'm going to crash into Town Lake here. Whoa, Jesus. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, my God. And hopefully it doesn't have the same overheating issues. So, all right, we'll go back to the main menu here. But like I said, honest, you always get honesty on my channel. Yes, the Yaw 1 does tend to have some heating issues. Now, another thing, you guys may hear a lot of whirring going on in the background, and I hope you're not, but it is hot as hell in my studio. I literally have a ceiling fan, a pole fan, and my mini air conditioner over there by the desk on, just trying to keep me cool, and I'm still sweating my butt off in here. So that may also be leading to some of that. So, all right, so last airport tonight, we will, and you guys have already seen this one, so I won't make this one a long flight, obviously, because we are starting to overheat a little bit, but we're going to go ahead and bring it home, so to speak. If I can, Springfield, yeah. Kind of hard to type when you're trying to look down the nose bridge here. I will say that I had to rip the nose piece out. Did I not type it right? Oh, well, I know, SGF. KSGF, that's it. I actually did rip the nose piece out of my my 8KX because I don't know, people love that, like, oh, it's like pitch black. I don't. I actually like to have a nose gap, especially when I'm doing room scale. But anyway, back to talking about the Yaw 2 for a minute. Man, I am blown away by the design of that, and I really hope the stars align, guys, and we can get one into the studio. Obviously, I'm unemployed, so there is no way in hell I can afford it. And you guys see all these nice toys, and I hear it all the freaking time. Oh, you always talk about how poor you are, but you gotta. Well, I've been blessed, and I'll leave it at that. Maybe they've taken pity on me in the past, or maybe people really do like what I do, or at least the manufacturers do. But I have been blessed to get all this hardware, and I do cop to that. There's no way I could ever buy any of this stuff because I can't afford anything. I have 3 kids and a wife, 2 kids at home, one living on her own. But I mean, some people know this story. Actually, I remember telling Reverend Kyle this story at the first OC that I attended, OC5, and he was like, oh my God, dude, props. That is a badge of freaking honor. I literally sold blood to buy my DK1. I did plasma for like 2 months just to be able to afford my DK1. So please don't ever watch my channel and think, oh, this guy is some poser, he's like rich and he has all these toys. No, I've just been really lucky and really blessed, and I am so thankful for that I have been given the opportunity by all of these wonderful companies to share my experiences with you guys and to talk about all this. I mean, it has been one hell of a ride these last 6 years, and I'm so glad that most of you have decided to come along with me.
Don't sink.
No, we're not going to sink. Alright, so we'll flip it over here. fly over downtown. The funny thing is I was literally, I say I'm unemployed, but I do actually drive and do a little DoorDash and Grubhub, but man, it's nothing like in the big cities. I mean, I literally have to drive all day long just to make half of what I would anywhere else. But I was actually, I delivered out to the airport today. So that was a trip. Yeah, the Yaw is definitely overheating. And I say overheating, but like they did send out those thermal kits. So I do have a sensor system on it now that will actually throttle the motors back, and that's what you guys are seeing here. Let's get my bearings here. There we go. And so, story of my life here. So this is where I currently live. This is where I moved after my father passed away. My mother had moved up here to Springfield, Missouri. They had been divorced for quite a few years, and I decided, you know, she was having some health issues, and I decided to be the good son, and you know, she had taken care of me all my life, and by God, I was going to return the favor and come up here and be with her and help out as much as I could. And you know, I gotta say, I am so glad I did, because you know, talk about near and dear to my heart. This is where I got my college degree. This is where I met my lovely wife, Stacy, and we had our children, and I made my home, and I am now a resident of Springfield, Missouri. Desperately want to be a resident of Texas again one day when the state finally comes to its damn senses. Not that this place is any better. I mean, Jesus Christ, I will wax about it. We are the Delta variant hotspot of the world. Thank God I'm fully vaccinated, but even one of my old best friend's moms is in the hospital right now. She's both doses of her vaccine, and she still had a breakthrough infection because of all the idiots that live in this frickin' town that won't take a vaccine. Hey, anti-vaxxers, you're the problem. Get a vaccine. Just saying. You want the world to go back to normal? Get a vaccine. You don't want to hear about COVID? Get a vaccine. You don't want to be told to wear a mask? Get a vaccine. Maybe it'll all stop. There's my rant. Just saying. Freaking ridiculous. The mentality of some of the people, in especially this part of the country.
Did you hear my last transmission?
So there's the little downtown airstrip. And we'll do a little pass over downtown, and then I'm going to go crash right into my house. Wait, maybe I shouldn't do that on a stream. Nah, nobody cares about me. Nobody even watches my channel anymore anyway. So, hey, psycho internet stalkers, I'm going to crash into my neighborhood. Come get me. Put me out of my misery. That'd be great. No, I didn't mean that. I've just been having a rough time of it lately, guys, and I'm had a few beers, and it's Friday night, and it's very late. It's probably like 2 a.m. So please, internet stalkers, don't come put me out of my misery. I was just kidding. But I will crash into my neighborhood. And screw that place. MSU, Missouri State University Bookstore. You can suck it. Those of you who know me, you know why. Gave 8 years of my damn life to that place. just to be derailed by 4 frickin' students who didn't want me to become their boss because I was actually going to make them work. So they got me fired because I run a YouTube channel and I posted a few things from my office on my lunch break, no doubt.
500.
Okay. Alright, so let's go. Let's go. Alright. Alright, let's see if we can run up. Where's Grant?
500.
Is that Kansas Expressway? Yeah, I think that's Kansas. Man, I'd love to see this in all of its glory. I really would. Wait, yeah, okay. There's Hobby Lobby. There's Price Cutter. All right, here we go. There's Walmart. Oh, there's the high school, or the fairgrounds, sorry, and the zoo.
500.
All right, here we go. Cut the engines. All right, and oh, right in my backyard. There we go. Just crashed in my backyard, kids. Sorry. All right, so guys, I think that is gonna do it for me tonight. There you go. There are the 4 cities that I put in the thumbnail. So I did it, and we almost made it with the yaw here. Like I said, I'd still got some motion, a little overheat. I'm gonna check that real quick. I guarantee you. Not that you guys will even be able to see it on the camera. But one cool thing with the yaw, and I know this is going to carry over to the yaw too, is you get the little phone app here. So, oh yeah, we're big time throttled. So, yeah, you guys see the power limiter there. I don't know if you can even see that. So, fans are full on, and my power is limited. Now, I did have it at 55%. Maybe if I jack that up to about 75%, which is the default, it probably would have given me better motion. But either way, it was a nice little flight. So I am going to jump back over, and we will take a last minute look at chat here to see if anybody is watching. And all right, so Eric Hartley, you stayed through the whole stream, brother. I love you. You are like one of my best online friends, and in real life too, man. I really hope that we get back to a point where we can get to some conferences and stuff, because I miss you. I miss you. I miss all of the people that I see at the conferences, and I'd love to meet everyone. And oh, the real Superman. Hey, thanks, man. Little high five emoji to you too. So. All right, guys, I think that is going to do it for me tonight. Thank you so much for coming by and checking out the stream. It is now 1:40 in the morning. My beers have kicked in. The sweat has kicked in. And I have got to get this thing off my face. But for me, I'll see you in the next one. This is Don, signing off. Haven't done this one in a long time. Peace. Live long and prosper.